I may be the first Nigerian American ever elected in U.S. history to Congress, but I surely don't want to be the last. So my role as a U.S. representative currently is unseated. What that means is that we don't have a say in our lawmaking process. We cannot vote on national policy. We cannot have our say in terms of final yeses or no. However, we do have influence. With opportunities like this, we can speak out to the people. We have an elevated platform to really make sure that all Americans and just all citizens of this world realize what's going on in Washington, D.C. Although politics was not always in the plan, leadership was. I come from a family of leaders. My grandmother, Phoebe Ajayobe, was the second female to be senior advocate in Nigeria. We deserve our voice. 700,000 of my neighbors have no voice in this building, which means that we could pay for national policy, but we have no say in it. Right now, we are in front of the U.S. Capitol building with the Statue of Freedom on top. This is the seat of the government. This is where the U.S. representatives come and convene and do business. This is, once D.C. becomes a state, will be where I will be working. Upon statehood, I will be able to gain a voting seat in Congress without a special election. It's a tale of two cities. I live in a very underserved community where we lack in resources, we lack in hospitals, we lack in schools, we lack in transportation. We are cut off from all other parts of D.C. This is my neighborhood in Congress Heights. We're at the Henderson Ridge community, series of townhomes. This is like family to me. We all know each other, we say hi to each other, we know each other by first name basis. This is the epicenter of the resources of my neighborhood. Right now we're in front of the only grocery store in Southeast D.C., at least in my ward, the Giant. Serves about 70,000 residents, just one store alone. So we're grateful that it's here, but there's definitely opportunities to expand. More options for healthy food is always better. In this community, we have a very small library that doesn't fully serve the community. What we're trying to do is find a new location and some funding to actually restore some of our infrastructure here and be able to educate and be just a full-sounding library that we deserve in our community. So in the immediate future, I want D.C. to become a state. If we mobilize people outside of D.C. as well as educate the community in D.C., I believe we can get D.C. statehood within the next 5 years. That's my goal. Not a lot of Africans are involved politically. However, with this race, I hope more of us decide to take that route. I'm here to make sure that we get our voices out. But more importantly, people that come from my background, the Nigerian Americans, the African Americans, the millennials, the black people who don't see themselves in Congress. I want to be the beginning of creating that voice.